that's plagued Bucknell early on in the season.
And Elijah Hughes with he had an injury in the early going with a broken nose suffered in a preseason scrimmage against Binghamton.
Successful, obviously. He is a Hall of Fame coach, and his formula works.
By Sidibe. Elijah Hughes will take the three. Now here comes Goodine in transition. Another freshman, Elijah Hughes.
We're coming off screens. Excellent release as we take a look.
And he'll take the three, and he'll make the three.
Take shots from the corner and think, well, what's that? That's New York City high school basketball. Boone, one of the Boone twins, who they're so excited about in Stillwater.
You think you go get another high major coach, but they saw something in him. Wow.
Hughes, the pull-up. Hughes trying to final. We saw a 21-point Penn State lead disappear. Hughes to the reverse. Hughes from the logo.
Hughes averaging 69 points per game. They're giving up 63. The deep three by Hughes. Field is Joseph Girard learning how to distribute more, and Elijah Hughes from the
early from him. This offense needs it. Has really struggled.
That's his shot in transition. DeVoe is a crafty offensive player. Hughes is red hot.
You know, the other thing from Syracuse, they've been very good in transition this year, statistically.
Ooh, back door.
It's to cover down on shooters. Zone hasn't done it.
Dolajai fighting for the rebound. Hughes.
This goes to show you, you can win a lot of games doing it in a lot of different ways.
Hughes with it. Orange. Backdoor Dolajai to Elijah Hughes. Continue the defensive intensity. Hughes from three. Man, oh man.
Gets SMU on Saturday, so he gets off to a good start. As the Orange find their foot, and they've been successful. Hughes across the lane, pull up 15-footer and pure. Scoring ability allows him to be effective at that spot. Hughes off the dribble. That one partially blocked, buddy. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the first half. Hughes spinning. James Harden. Hughes, a three. Oh. Impossible. I used to change mine every couple games, maybe. Hughes again. Shot clock turns off. Game clock at 10. Hughes pulls up and hits. And put the ball in the paint, and right now finding the niche like a lot of teams outside the three-point arc. And in this dome, it's even more difficult.
Great tap out to Hughes. Much force, unable to get it to go through. Great second effort from the Orange. Hughes tries a jumper, continuing to go down. It's the fact that there are no great teams in college basketball this year. There are a number of good teams, and they're playing against each other. Getterfinger thought he was going to get that basketball over the top of Edwards. Hughes made a bunch of threes, but they have made a number of free throws, and that's really been the helping hand for the Golden Grizzlies. Hughes, same spot, same result. That's Buddy's third three. Hughes a triple. It's good. Begging. Hughes. It's not a bad loss on there. Yeah, sure. But the record's not what you want, but not many good wins.
On tonight. Hughes from the 38.
One of their highly touted freshmen, number one. Hughes from 3-point.
Recruit Wabisa Beatty, who put his name in the transfer portal. Landers Nolly. Thank goodness they got him to stay.
Both Beatty and Cone. So a little more quickness on the court now for Coach Young. And this is a bench that is very thin for Coach Boeheim. Only played 6 players tonight. Hughes, look at him work. Nice. Hughes with a deep three. Nails out.
Hughes connects for the first in such a small period of time, and this is probably his biggest hat as Elijah Hughes sidesteps and makes the layup.
Hughes against Towns, a major mismatch. Elijah gets the and one. The in and out action should open up shooting and passing lanes. Good find by Leard, be an 8-point game.
Elijah Hughes to Buddy Boeheim wide open. That's a pretty good formula. Takes Syracuse a moment to recognize that that pass has been there. Hughes is going to wear out that mismatch all night. Hughes again against the smaller defender. Gets the roll.
Rim. Reload for Boeheim and front iron. Oh. Elijah Hughes bangs in.
Initially, and this is really idiotic.
Hughes interrupts short for Key in Virginia. Syracuse rampage. Hughes, no good.
Well, this going to the rim.
Hughes, rim and Key, and the lead now for the Cavs. That's
comfortable prowling the baseline.
Hughes got the lead.
And also the leading scorer on both teams with 13 points, says Hughes.
Ball to the goal.
Stephon Mitchell on the turnover. And 13 points per contest this season and finally getting on the board.
Imagine that the Boston College coaching staff told Jerry's Hammond to go out there and shoot three.
This time Hughes.
In the man-to-man.
Hughes just shoots a rise 6.5% chance.
Now, anybody who's ever played in a fantasy football league knows that predictions are simply
to the NCAA tournament. He has injury issues tonight.
Well, he does. Nico Popovich, as we see, what Jim Boeheim is happy about in this game.
And remember, he's a freshman. Syracuse, no scholarship seniors for the first time in over 20 years. So it's a very young team. Hughes getting into the paint, got the shot up there. That's a tough year.
If he were not Jim Boeheim's son, they would be looked at in a greater light than they are right now. As you see, a lot. He actually came back from a sprained ankle, missed the majority of the Pittsburgh game. He came back and scored 22 points against UNC on
USC and Boston College.
Well, he's well-traveled, got a lot of gear. No question about that.
He's got gear. Hughes from the corner.
Every basketball when it goes up, especially on his offensive board.
Hughes working on Heath. That's not a bad matchup at all. Fires that one up. A lot of iron.
Get a shot off.
They had been playing very clean basketball. That was their first turnover in 8 minutes. A fall away. You can't stop.
Second night of a back-to-back. And also in Miami, Corey, you know about that city.
Yeah, that South Beach flu has been running around for years. Have to take Thornton out after knocking down 3 threes and having the hot hand. With a graduate student guard, I may have the argument for me coming off the bench.
It would have gotten serious. Uh-oh. Hughes with a little step back. Oh, God. 10 minutes to go. Hughes way downtown, and it goes.
Elijah Hughes gets involved. He's been a non-factor first quarter of our first half. There it is, a true freshman. He's only missed a pair in 48 attempts. Hughes got a friendly. Cohn's going to be a big-time player. He looks the part. Hughes and one.
And they're able to get those deflections.
Hughes walled off, settles for the 12-footer, hit. Hughes tries to answer.
Point and being able to get the ball inside. And once you get them on their heels, doing a good job of being able to finish.
Syracuse in the bonus. Hughes looking for something. Oh, wow.
Girard leads the break for Syracuse. Hughes steps right into it and Hughes working on Mooney. Into the lane and Mooney. So situation for John Mooney. Hughes wants another one. Sidibe runs the floor, flings it back in, and Boeheim finds it. Hughes 5 steps beyond the. Hughes, the matchup with Pfluger. Basketball game, and that's why you see the score 44-42. Just about on pace for a repeat. These two teams met. There's an 88-87 Notre Dame win. Hughes from the corner, right in front of the 10 years.
You don't foul, you share the basketball well, you don't turn it over. That's a recipe for success. And you can protect a guy better in the zone. So that's a big part of that. Also, if you don't have, 10, 11 guys where you can go that deep.
Not only can Sin score, but he can deliver the ball as well.
Hard drive by Hughes.
But just enormous memories to see Antonio Reynolds-Dean. He had been at trouble to find Boeheim, but can't. Now he finds Hughes. Shot clock down to 5 again. A step back three. Best offensive players in the country. Here's his defense. Right on cue, Elijah. Fans thought there might have been a foul, but no whistle.
There again, there's that physical play. It's been Amir Slim's night. He has not scored in this game.
Play of rotation. Leonard Hamilton has said for the last few years, we may not beat you 1 through 5, but we can beat you 1 through 13, and that's what they rely on. One of the things that you have to be for Leonard Hamilton, he doesn't really put up with you not being a very good teammate. And we thought you see Pat Williams in the game now. It did, but you think about it now, you see Elijah Hughes having to attack the bigger. Creating young men is more important to him than it is about winning a game.
Hughes from way downtown.
As well as with Dolezal, but then to call, you know, what was not much contact on the foul on this end of the floor, that's what they do.
Well,
if anyone knows it's not cold, you know that's not cold.
Elijah Hughes willing his way to the box. Stolen by Forrest. And he gives it right back to Buddy Boeheim.
That's one area where Florida State hasn't been good. They've had a number of turnovers in this one, I believe. Now the number is 16.
Hughes to the right hand. Polite defending Girard. Hughes going for 2. Strong enough to finish to make it
as fast as you can.
Hughes right to the hole again.
Starting lineup ever since. Great matchup at the point.
He's close to 18 points per game. Over a couple of thunderous dunks in the first half from Moses Rice. Hughes stepping back. Orange in early December, 97-63. The most points they have scored this season in a game. Can Hughes get rolling? Puts it. Gerard carving his way. Hughes. Over to Hughes.
Wasn't able to turn completely on that shoulder for the jump hook.
This is Hughes. Off the back.
10 seconds in that possession and tighten up the defense a little bit.
Hughes, the jumper.
Tonight he's up against the leading scorer.
They floated into Hughes. Turn. They haven't really given him much to shout about. Both teams have been. Elijah Hughes trying to change that, and he does. So Girard. Elijah Hughes. Scott. Elijah Hughes. Oh, much this game. It's hard to disagree. He's been terrific tonight.
I called it at the top. He's a guy that will be playing for a paycheck when he leaves Syracuse.
Tapped around, foot falls out to good eye. Here's Elijah Hughes on the run and lays it in. That's off the mark. And it's Elijah Hughes' night. A 92-79. A Carolina win, one of their best shooting nights of the season. Elijah Hughes. Girard, freshman out of Glens Falls, New York, leading scorer in the history of New York State. Here, Anthony back, Robinson back, and they have enough to beat anybody. Hughes on Carolina.
Meltdown here late in the half, started by Cole Anthony and his decision making.
Hughes went to
1-4 low, let him go.
Again, Hughes on play tech. The fadeaway. Elijah Hughes. The pull-up. Boy, is that impressive.
Stanford was losing. They're a bubble team. Indiana was a bubble team. They beat a very bad